So part A of question number 2, explain whether sampling method 1 is an appropriate sampling method for the farmer to use to estimate the proportion of cabbage plants that are damaged by aphids. Now, sampling method 1, again, we're selecting region 3 without any random process. Okay, so there was no random process here. We did not select region 3 randomly, so we just selected region 3, which was closest to the farmer's house. So this was a convenience sample, okay, and farthest from the river. What do we expect the estimate of the proportion of plants that are damaged by aphids to be if you're farthest away from the river? So if you are here, if the cabbage plants are in the row, so row A, which is farthest away from the river, I expect if I examine all these cabbage plants, let's say they specifically said region 3. So in sampling method 1, in region 3, if I examine every single plant and I get the percentage of these plants that were damaged by aphids, what do you expect the percentage to be? If the farmer believes that the closer you are to the river, then the larger the damage, the greater the percentage of plants damaged. So if you're furthest away from the river, it means you expect to have a very small percentage of plants that are going to be damaged by the insects, by the aphids from the river. And so you expect that this percentage that you calculated is going to be an underestimate of what the true proportion of plants damaged by the aphids should be in the whole field, right? Again, remember what we're trying to study. We're trying to estimate the percentage of plants that are affected by these aphids in the whole field. So first of all, if you're doing a convenience sample, if you're just selecting region 3 without randomness, without randomly selecting it, you're doing convenience sampling, you're choosing the region that is closest to his house, then you cannot apply this, you cannot generalize this to the entire field, right? So it's not a proper representation of the entire field, right? So that's the first thing. Second thing is that since this region is farthest away from the river, then I expect the proportion that I calculate to be an underestimate of what the true proportion should be of the percentage of plants from the entire field that are damaged by aphids. And so how do I answer this question to get the full mark? Here. So we say sampling method 1 would not be an appropriate method to accurately estimate the proportion of cabbage plants that are damaged by aphids, since 1, region 3 was not selected randomly. It was chosen closest to the farmer's house, so it's a convenience sample, so it cannot represent the entire field. That's 1. 2, since the farmers claim that cabbage plants in the regions closer to the river would have greater damage, so since the farmer believes or claimed that the closer you are to the river, the greater the percentage of damage is, then choosing a region that is farthest from the river would definitely result in an underestimate of the true proportion of plants that are damaged by these insects from the river, by the aphids. So that's the answer for part A.